this is Arunava Chaudhuri and you are on my YouTube channel, Arunfoot. I'd like to ask today the question, why does it seem that the players aren't performing for the Indian national team? I put out a tweet on Monday and it got a lot of traction. Therefore, I wanted to talk about it and I quote my own tweet. I've said it in the past, but I'd say it again. There is something wrong with the Indian football national team as the same players seem to perform to a different level in the ISL. I know the players aren't the best in the world, but they aren't as bad as they play in an India shirt. That's my simple observation of the last 1.5 years, if not even a little bit more. For some reason or the other, the players are performing to a certain level in the ISL, and it looks like some of them, maybe a lot of them, forget a lot of their football once they put on a blue or an orange India shirt. And the first thing that comes to my mind, having worked with the Indian national team, having traveled with the senior and junior national teams, there is something wrong in the chemistry of the team. That would be my first observation. I remember in the times of Stephen Constantine or Bob Houghton, the mood in the camp was always good. Not always, but most of the time it was good. Players wanted to play for the Indian national team, right? Stephen was a different coach. Bob was a different coach. And still, despite the coaches being different, they got more than 100% out of their teams as well. So that is something where I say at the moment, I feel, yes, we're falling back in international football. There's no doubt about that fact. But why are the players not able to perform to their best and maybe a little bit above their best? Stephen and Bob used to get 105, maybe 110% out of these boys. And to me, that at the moment is the problem, because I feel, forget the 100%, some of the boys playing are 70, maybe even 50% of what they're capable of. And there needs to be a reason to that. Yes, I do understand that in the ISL, they have foreigners playing with them. Those foreigners make most, if not all, of our Indian boys look better than they actually factually are. That's a fact. The foreigners take charge of their respective teams. Very often our Indian players are bystanders, are just there to make up numbers. That's also a fact. But when I see them unable to play the basics of football, forgetting technique, tactics, all of the things that you should have, Manolo unable to get that extra bit out of them, because Manolo has shown, especially at Hyderabad FC, to some extent FC Goa, that he can get a team to perform better. He can make players better. And I also get the point that some people have made under my post or elsewhere where it has been republished, that some players seem to be playing for the money, for the fame, and that this badge, that the India shirt, doesn't seem to be as much valued as it used to be in the past. And that is, to me, a very, very disturbing sign, because you don't play for your national team for the money. And that's the fact for around the world. That's not a speciality around the AIFF and the Indian national teams. That's a fact for national teams around the world, that you are actually paid by your clubs and your national team. That is an honor, that's a duty for you. At the moment, my concern is when I see the Indian team, looks at least if there's a lack of passion, a will, desire, a grit, a fighting spirit to win matches, to at least give it all. I am fine if we are worse against XYZ national team, but at least we gave everything and then we lost. Sometimes I feel we're going onto the pitch and we're losing games just by walking onto the pitch. And that is what led me to this tweet, because I feel that this topic of wellness, that you have a good feeling, you want to be there, that is currently missing in and around the Indian national team. I hope Manolo can sort it out. I hope Manolo finds the reasons behind it, because otherwise the rest of the year 2025 could be a tough one for all of us who support the Indian national football team. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree with me on the points that I've just mentioned? Write them down in the comments below. And as always, like, share and subscribe ArunFoot here on YouTube. Visit my other social medias. Visit arunfoot.com. And I'll be back very soon. So Arunava Chaudhuri signing off. Bye for now.